What is this deep inner peace, inner joy, and inner beauty? And these are very important aspects of our life. Without deep inner peace, joy, and beauty, life is a suffering. And all the teachers had this deep intention to bring this effortless joy, peace in our hearts, in the consciousness. So why we are missing it as humanity? Because as we said, if there is no peace inside, how can there be peace outside? And what we see in the society, the lot of noise, aggression, chaos, violence, wars, it's an indication that the peace is lacking inside. The joy, that beauty is lacking. We have got disconnected. So can there be a reconnection? It's not that we have to create peace. We cannot create anything. It's already there. We have to be really see it, open to it. What can be created can also be destroyed. So creation from the mind is limited. But there is a creation by life itself, which is not your or my creation. It is. But somehow, very unfortunately, human beings try to create their own world of imagination, dreams, illusions. Then peace is lost from our life. So what can bring this peace back? How can we discover this peace, this inner joy, inner beauty every day in our life? This is the question of this session. And I am going to read a small text from Krishnamurti's journal. I will read it slowly, just let it sink inside, and then we explore it further. There is in Sanskrit a long prayer to peace. It was written many centuries ago by someone to whom peace was an absolute necessity. And perhaps his daily life had its roots in that. It was written before the creeping poison of nationalism, the immorality of the power of money, and the insistence on worldliness that industrialism has brought about. The prayer is to enduring peace. May there be peace among the gods in heaven and among the stars. May there be peace on earth among men and four-footed animals. May we not hurt each other. May we be generous to each other. May we have that intelligence which will guide our life and action. May there be peace in our prayer, on our lips and in our hearts. There is no mention of individuality in this peace. That came much later. There is only ourselves, our peace, our intelligence, our knowledge, our enlightenment. The sound of Sanskrit chants seems to have a strange effect. In a temple, about 50 priests were chanting in Sanskrit, and the very walls seemed to be vibrating. Peace is not an interval between the ending and beginning of conflict, of pain and of sorrow. There is a path that goes through the green shining field, through a sunlit wood and beyond. These woods have the perfume of summer and the smell of damp earth. There are enormous trees. They welcome you and feel the warmth of their welcome. Each time you sit there and look up through the branches and leaves at the beautiful blue sky, that peace and welcome are waiting for you. No government can bring peace. Its peace is of corruption and decay. The orderly rule of a people breeds degeneration, for it is not concerned with all the people of the earth. Tyrannies can never hold peace, for they destroy freedom. Peace and freedom go together. To kill another for peace is the stupidity of ideologies. You cannot buy peace. It is not the invention of an intellect. It is not to be purchased through prayer, through bargaining. It is not in any holy building, in any book. No one can lead you to it. In meditation, it is. Meditation itself is the movement of peace. It is not an end to be found. It is not put together by thought or word. The action of meditation is intelligence. The putting aside of what you have learned or experienced is meditation. The freedom from the experiencer is meditation. When there is no peace in relationship, there is no peace in meditation. It cannot be demonstrated or described. You are no judge of peace. You will be aware of it if it is there. Through the activities of your daily life, the order, the virtue of your life. Heavy clouds and mists were there that morning. It was going to rain. It would take several days to see the blue sky again. But as you came into that forest, there was no diminishing of that peace and welcome. There was utter stillness and incomprehensible peace. The squirrels were hiding, and the grasshoppers in the meadows were silent and beyond the hills and valleys. And beyond the hills and valleys was the restless sea. So, what is this inner peace, this inner joy? Or can we begin by asking this question: what destroys peace? What destroys this joy? What stops it? Can we say that whenever the noise of the mind, the ego mind, takes over with all its stories, separation, and that destroys peace, that destroys the natural joy? As long as there is duality, fragmentation, or separation, there cannot be peace.